Hi everyone, I'm John and I'm new to this book talk community here at Fiction Orbit, that's what I'm calling it. And I've already sort of met a few of you through email, I guess. But now I'm finally doing my first video, my first YouTube video ever actually. So to start off with, I'd just like to say thank you very much for, you know, creating such a community like this, because I've really liked it. So a little bit about me. I'm sort of a semi-retired high school English teacher, and I'm also an author. And today, to start things off, I'd like to talk a little bit about book covers, okay? And two pretty classic modern fiction books I've got here. One is A Separate Peace by John Knowles, and the second one is The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. And both of these books I have taught in school quite often. And I want you to sort of pay attention to the covers because I want your feedback, which I'll explain later. So the first one here is A Separate Peace, and the photograph is not that good. But if you could just sort of look at that a little bit, if you can make that out, and just sort of figure, okay, so you don't know anything about A Separate Peace, and you're just met with that book cover, and try to figure out anything that doesn't match, or rather, if you don't know anything about it, anything that you think this might be about. And of course, if you have read it, you might already recognize that there's a disconnect there for that cover, right? The other one is The Kite Runner, and take a look at this cover. If you're not quite clear what that is Amir looking down the alley, and this is a very, very important part of the book. But look at, I'll give you a hint, look at how he's dressed. Okay, and try to remember that scene in the book if you have read the book. These are both great novels. I enjoy them very much. But the cover of these particular editions is what I'm talking about. With this cover here, for A Separate Peace, if you've read it, you know it's about boys who are 16 and 17 years old. And this cover, to me, is showing a boy who might be 10 or 11, maybe 12 at the most. So if you don't know anything about A Separate Peace, you might think that's what you're getting. Of course, you could always look back here too, but... And similarly with The Kite Runner, I think this kid is a little too small for 11 or 12, but he would be around 12, I believe, in this one, 12 or 13, almost 13 actually. And if you know anything about the book, this takes place in winter. Okay, so what is he doing with a t-shirt and shorts on? I don't understand why that would be, because that scene is a very pivotal scene, and it takes place in the winter with lots of snow, and he's in a snowsuit and the whole bit. So my question is, how important is it for cover designs to, be authentic to the plot in these books? That's something that's just open for discussion. For me, I noticed it like right away, and I thought it just doesn't match the story, right? It's sort of it's not authentic. And yet, I wrote a novel myself, and it's called Summer. Actually, it's called Hockey Camp Summer, and this is something that I don't know how to explain it, but maybe I'm contradicting myself. Because, yeah, it's Hockey Camp Summer. It takes place in the summer, and yet the cover design people over at BookBaby, and they did a great job, by the way. I'm very happy with the work they did. But you'll see it's an ice lake in winter, and yet, there's no, that's not a scene in the book at all. So why did I decide to go with that? Because I could have just said, no, I don't like that cover, make it summer or whatever. But I just liked it. I just thought it was really good. And so I decided to go with that. So I guess what I'm trying to say with my first video, besides saying thank you and nice to be here, is how important are book covers and how authentic they are to the story that they're telling to you. Um, Maybe it's not that big a deal to you, or maybe you think you agree with me, or I don't know. I'm just basically throwing it out there to you and seeing what you think. So again, I'm John, and thank you for your time in my first video. Maybe not so good, but I'll keep trying. Thank you, folks.